If you've been following the channel for a while, you may have a lot of questions. As first might be, why are you holding a guitar? Isn't this a car channel? Well, by the end of this video, hopefully you'll understand better. Sometimes you just go through things. Sometimes you lose things that mean a lot to you in life. And that puts you in different places, different predicaments. But in the end, what prevails is your willingness to continue on and continue following your dreams. So here we are, years later, and I'm not sure what the future holds, but we're here to make it happen one way or another. So I promise this entire video is not a talking video. The beginning will be a preface just to get everyone caught up to speed as to what's been going on, what's with the channel, what is in the channel still and what is not anymore, where I plan to go with it, and everything else from there. If you watch the channel, you're familiar with the cars that I have and featured on the channel, which was the silver Mazda Speed 3 and the black Silvia. Now, unfortunately, neither of those cars are with me anymore. So let's start with the Silvia. Well, a few years ago, I ended up moving states with the significant other I was with at the time. And I did not have a driveway to put it in. I had the Mazda, of course, still. And there was just no space for two cars. I needed money for the move, and I made the regrettable decision to this day to let go and sell Silvia. So I ended up selling it off to some young guy for basically pennies on the dollar. My loss, their gain. And, that was fine. The guy seemed really excited about it. However, I do think I saw it posted for sale in an S Chassis group maybe about 6 months after the sell date. So I don't know whatever happened to that car. I don't know where it is. I just pray it didn't get drifted or something like that. It was too clean of an example. But anyways, that's out of my hands now. So the Mazda. The Mazda was a staple on this channel. That's what got this channel started, what gave me the idea that I wanted to do car YouTube. So I started modifying it. I started documenting that, just having fun, creating content, nothing crazy. But everyone enjoyed that car. I loved that car. That car was everything to me. Put my heart and soul into that car. And, it's always ran great and treated me well until it didn't. So rewind to about a month and a half ago, back in July. Actually, that's 2 months ago. My apologies. I was driving it a day before my birthday, and I went to go around another car on the highway. Wasn't even getting into it full boost, anything like that. Didn't even downshift lower than 5th gear. Went to step on it just a little bit, just to spool the turbo and get around. And all of a sudden, pop. Just nothing but white smoke in my rear view mirror. And just started decelerating. The car wasn't getting power. I luckily was right beside an exit and just rolled it, winged it with its forward momentum off the exit into a CVS parking lot where it just died, shut off, and would not crank back over. So I had it towed to a shop that I trust and have had some work done on the Mazda previously. Call from them about a week and a half later saying they did the compression test and has 0 compression. The motor is done. The crazy part is There was no signs of it. It wasn't smoking, it wasn't down on power, nothing. So beats me, honestly. It must have been a slow wear down of whatever part was failing, and I guess maybe it spun a bearing, or maybe it cracked the head. Who knows? Um, I haven't personally just opened it up and looked at it, so hard to say. Now, the shop did offer to source another motor and get that back in there for me. But at this point, the car has 155,000 miles on it. A lot of the moving parts are just wearing out, and I think it's time to finally move on. In moving on, with 0 cars, how am I going to create content with that? Well, clearly I'd have to get into something else, right? But what could that be? So there we have it. And just like that, we're back. And I hope you guys are stoked. I've never been in a V8 car. I've always wanted a V8 car, but all I've seemed to manage were 4-cylinder turbos. Now, don't get me wrong, they're super fun, but it was time for something new. So with the purchase of my new 2018 Mustang GT 10R80, there's going to be a lot of new content to make, and I'm so excited. Hopefully you guys are as well. It opens up so many new doors, and I just feel re-inspired to get back into it at this point. So in the next video, we'll do a full rundown, a kind of impressionable drive test and whatnot, and go over all the details of the car, what I like, what I might not like, or what I might want to change. We'll see. Oh, and I nearly forgot. The guitar. Why did I have a guitar at the beginning of the video? Well, there's a good explanation for that, and that's going to be the new direction of the channel. Hence the name, Axes and Axles. Now, I had never mentioned prior the direction that I wanted to take regarding the name, but the Axes part actually stands for guitars. So I'm super big into music and playing guitar and whatnot, collecting guitars, amps, all that kind of stuff. And I figured, let's do something different. Let's incorporate something else I love in the channel as well. And maybe someone will like it. Now that also negates a huge issue I had in the past, and that was my location, where I live. Because in the wintertime, the car scene basically dies. It's so cold, no one wants to bring their cars out, no one wants to drive their cars on salt-ridden roads, and I don't blame them. I don't want to either. But that will help me to keep creating content during that time so we don't hit a stagnancy, and we can keep the channel rolling and see where it goes from there. As per always, I thank you guys so much. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for continuing to follow along after all these years. Love you all, and I hope you're excited. I'm super excited, and let's get ready for the next adventure. Until next time, catch you guys later.